All right, YouTube. I bought this mini bike, drove a real long ways to get it, probably about 80 miles to get this bike one way. Then I had to pay, I can't remember, but I think it was real expensive, like 120 bucks, 150, I think. I'm not sure, but I wanted the bike because I was going to redo it. But this is a Brooks trail bike. And then if you can see how the foot peg right here is screwed up. This needs a seat. These fenders suck. These stupid shocks. It just needed everything. So when I got it home, I tore it down like that. That's it right there. And then had these holes in the frame right there. I had to cut off the wheel mounts, right, the axle mounts, and make new ones. So let me bring another picture up. And then I turned it into that, and I put these new brackets on here, and I put this bar in the middle of the frame. It ain't welded yet right there, but I welded up them holes, and I cut that the foot pegs off. And then this is like progression. Then I got it to this point, and the only thing I did wrong here was weld the kickstand back too far. It should have been up here. You know, it doesn't like to sit. The balance of it is not right. It works, but it's just not right. It needs to be up here, but you know, and so this is what it looks like. This is a, I forget the name of that clutch, but it's like a motorcycle clutch. It's got a cable going to it, 3D clutch. And then I took those shocks off of there and put the seat like this. And I had to weld brackets on there. I had to get special springs and special fittings for that. And then let me go to another one.
It's 9 o'clock.
Here she is. That's it after I got done. It sits like this in the garage. It's so fast, it's unbelievable. I built this engine up. It's got an ARP rod, no governor, ARP flywheel. I shaved the head 50 thousandths. It's got different cam in it. It's got a Black Mamba cam and stainless steel valves. It's got bigger valve springs, and it's got a different carb, a flat you know, it's really hard to go back over what you did if it's sitting for years. I've had it sitting for quite some time now and moved on to other things, but you know, when you go back, it's hard to remember what you did. But these cables are so long like that, it's because the throttle cable has a certain end to it and you can't really cut it. If it was a normal type cable like the clutch, I could cut it and make it the line smaller, but that's the only thing that I don't care too much about, that you can see that I got it even going back and around like that, but it's still a little bit too long up there. So this bike is so fast, it's unbelievable. I mean, with this clutch, it will. I've had it flip over on me. Getting wheelies. It is crazy. The neighbor rode it and slid out with it, and he slid out on this side, and it pulled the carburetor off, got dirt in it. This year I have to clean that out. I mean, clean it out real good. I cleaned it out, but yeah, I need to go through it really good. And it's shut off, but it's still got dirt in it. So, and then he kind of tore that little foot peg rubber. You can see here I welded different rubbers on it to make it go more forward, but you know, this is a Brooks. I got another one. I was gonna make a drag mini bike out of it, but you know, I bought a 320 or 420. I bought a 420 Predator and tore it all apart, and then I decided not to put so much money into it. So I kind of like primed the frame with House of Color primer, and then I just stopped. But I'll show you that bike. And it's right here. It's, you know, I had to cut these fenders and weld them back together, front and back, to make them fit the tires. And, you know, it's just a mock-up here. But I primed it. I don't have a picture of it, but it's in the garage. And then I welded these brackets on it right here for foot pegs. And I did put that kickstand up where it should be. But, you know, it's like, I like doing projects, but then sometimes I don't finish. Then I got my wife a Ruttman pack mule. It's all running now. I got it all fixed. I took this engine off and I fixed it up and got it running, but it's not on the bike. I put a 212 Predator, just a stock Predator for her, and I made a shaft to go through here so she could have, so it would work, and then put grips on it. And you can see this is the day I bought it from the guy, and he kind of ripped me off. He was saying that, oh yeah, the engine runs and all this, but when you pulled it, it had no compression whatsoever. But I did get it, I fixed it up and got it running, but I don't have it on the bike. So that's a pack mule, a Ruttman pack mule. And let's see. This was my favorite bike, a little Indian I bought. It was, I drove by this secondhand store and it was out in front, rusty. It was all rusty, just a frame. No wheels, no nothing, just a frame. And I bought it, and then I had a guy sandblast it for me, and that's a 5-horse engine. I ended up selling, I had it up here, up on the wall for show, and then one day I just, well, like a dummy, I sold it for $600. And that was a pretty good mistake. But you can see there the air filter right there. I had to cut it so it would fit in here. I had to cut the metal and then weld it back on to get it to fit the bike. And this bike was really fast. I had a German Shepherd would chase me around the yard and try to bite the tires. He hated this thing. So, but it was fast. All right, YouTube. Let me show you the other side of this. Here's a picture of the other side. Okay, YouTube.